Hello guys, in this video we will take a look at this new product for Daz Studio called Infinity Silver Smoke. Here you can see how it looks after rendered. This video is running at 24 frames per second. I don't know if it will look fine in YouTube because of the different frame rates, but this is what you can achieve. It's an infinity loop. You can see the start and the end matches, and here we have the human figure as reference. Okay, now let's take a look how it works inside Daz Studio. And in my case here I have these three groups. I have the materials, some sample scenes, and the script. The first thing I will do here is double click in one of the example scenes so you can see how it works. We have a camera preset here. Let me change to Nvidia Array Preview. For these examples I have set a time limit of 1 second. So if you wanna see a better preview, you have to change here, okay, in the render settings. I made using 120 frames and frames per second set to 24 frames per second. Okay, in the scene tab, nodes inside the group. So the way it works is that we basically use a single group for everything, and each node it's a separate smoke item. You can deactivate, you can hide. It works independently, and each one, if you go to parameters, this script, this dial here, you can change between 1 and 120. This parameter defines at which point of the sequence this particular smoke will start looping. This is not the frame of the timeline. This is indicating the time in the simulation, in the sequence of VDB files. So you can see here each one. In this example, I'm using example scene 1. Each one has a different value. So we have a different place in space and a different starting from the sequence. Okay, so the way it works, anyway, you can use the default values. You can double click. If you, for example, let's say I want to copy this one, I can select, I can go to edit duplicate, and once I have a duplicate I can then use the controls to change position. I can rotate, I can scale. Let me see if I can change here. Yeah, see, you can do something like this. And one more thing to remember here is that this script parameter here, it's a custom parameter, and it only works if you will be using the script provided here for rendering the sequence. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe you want to do it in a different way, so you have to figure out how it will animate. Let's take a look at another example. So I have here, we have the groups. The groups, the way it works, it's basically it's just the basic version of each smoke. Okay, you have this one here, this is the A, and this one is the B. You can, for static frames, you can render as it is. You just set your parameters here, then send to render. You can even change. Let me see if I go to this product. Uses a similar shader as my previous one, Burning Floor. And here we see the simple OpenVDB. And basically you change here in the volume, we can choose a different volume file. By default it is using the number 1, but I can change it. Let me see if I change it here. Let's choose another one. Yeah, take a look how it behaves. Okay. Yeah, here. And you can change the other two. You can change this one here is the right one. Let me, you can increase the multiplier. You can change, well, there is a lot of settings here to change. Let's see. Here and then 2000, let's say 2000. Yeah, we can see here the difference. We can apply, if you select here. Okay, so let's for another group. The other group is just, it's a similar version, but using the other smoke. So each one has a different smoke, A and B, and one of the groups has the two versions in the same group. And you can, if you want to duplicate for each one, you can go duplicate and do it manually. You can move it around and place wherever you want, and you can move the group. Let's see if I can move the group. You can select the other group, so you can build your scene how you want. The way the script works is that you have to select one of the groups, so make sure you have only one group. In my case, I'm using 3 groups, so I would have to move all to the same group, and now I can, by selecting this group here, I can render the sequence. If it is a still frame, it doesn't make a difference, it's okay. But for rendering as a sequence using the script I provided, you have to have everything in a single group. Okay, so let's remove this group here. So rendering a sequence will be something like this. Okay. Okay, let's see how it works. For rendering, one more thing before rendering, let's change the materials. Let's take a look at the materials. Let's use a different one. Let's use the camera, this camera here. Let's take a look closer. Let me bring a sense of scale here. I have this prop here. This is the Genesis 8 male, use as a reference here. Let's render something like this. Let's take a look at this one here. This will not change. You can see it's still using the number 1, but once the script starts, the script for animation, it will consider this one here as the starting of the loop. So let's increase the scale. Here, let's make something like this. Material, let's choose this one here. Now let's save. Remember to save, so you have to choose a still frame in render settings, select a group, choose a starting frame, and save your scene. So make sure you select the group. You go to save. Let's save the scene. I will save as I will use 2 seconds as a max time. I can even use, let's use 1 for this one. I will run with max time for 1 second to have a fast result. I'm using 960 by 540 resolution. Let's save. Okay. Make sure in render settings you are using the still frame. We can render. Let's see if I using here 960 resolution. Okay. I will send it to render, and we will take a look when it ends. So it may take a while. Let's start here. So you select the group, we go to script and double click. There are some notices here. This is the same note from before. You can confirm. This script has a question here for the padding. If you want 5 numbers at the end, it will save the PNG file with the padding. But if you click no, it will have only the integer number. I would choose yes, and here you can see it already animating. Let's take a look at the results here. Let's change the name. It's 02. And here you can see it took about, let's see, 3 minutes. 3 minutes here. I will now render a better result here for the thumbnail. I wanna change, let's take a look how it works with the default render settings. So I'm using array default and dimensions, okay. Let's render, I will render now a still frame. So we just set the parameters here and click render. So I'm doing this one here in real time to see how it works, okay? So you can see how fast it goes. I'm using RTX 3060 Ti. It's my Nvidia card, GPU. So we can see it's almost finished. I'm using the default array default settings. Okay, 100%. Let's change back to 2 seconds, max time 1 second. Let's see how it went. So this is the result with the using the default array settings. Okay, this one here I will use for the thumbnail. One more thing it is worth mentioning is that, let's say while you were rendering a sequence, the computer crashes or you have a problem with energy and you have to restart from a specific frame. You can, let's say if it crashes here, you can simply go and open your scene, saved scenes, remember to save before, and restart. But the way the script works is that if you use this script here, is that it will continue from here using the same counting from before. So you will consider this number here, and then you will use the same number. Well, that's not a problem. Just because I copied and I duplicated but did not change it. This is what we have rendered before. Let's play. I don't know if you will see. I don't know if it will look good in YouTube because of the difference of the frame rate. But let's see. Let's see here. This is how it looks running. It is running at 24 frames per second in this project here inside DaVinci Resolve. You will notice that I did not change for some of these. I did not change the starting, so it will look similar, but for the other ones you can see it uses a different type and a different starting. But this is the result. Okay, you can see here different materials, 120 frames, and it loops. So that's it. I hope you have fun rendering and see you next time.